Hi everyone. Today's top three funniest TED Talks. So I've been looking at hundreds of TED Talks. The first one, the most funniest, is by Michael Jr.
Thanks, man. I'm excited about being here. We're gonna have some fun. My name is Michael Jr. I'm gonna do some jokes. Yet, at the same time, I'd like to explain to you how how comedy works. So, let's jump right in. I actually like the city of Reno a lot. I was here once. I was keynote speaking for a corporation, and something really kind of strange happened when I was here. So, normally, I'm the type of person, I like to be on the stage alone. I don't need any help or anybody. So this CEO of this large company introduces me, and he has the microphone. And normally, we have two different mics, and he leaves, and then I'm there. That's the plan. Dude stays there. I'm standing right next to him with no mic. And then he looks at the audience, and I'm standing there, and he says, first, let me explain this. I'm the type of comedian, like I'm observational. Like I pay attention to things like college students. Take somebody who goes to a nice school, like the University of Southern California. Ask them what school they go to. You get a nice, quick answer. What school you go to? USC? New York University. You get a nice, quick answer. What school you go to? NYU? Ask somebody to go to community college. You get a much longer response, don't you? What school you go to? Well, see, right now, what I'm doing, I'm gonna get a couple credits, right? Then my financial aid's supposed to come through. Then I'm gonna transfer, man. They say school kills creativity anyway, man. I feel vulnerable. Is Brene Brown around, man? I feel really vulnerable right now. And let me tell you a little more about me. I love being a dad, and I have 5 kids. Yeah, and I travel a lot, so I can see them all. I'm just playing. I don't see them. No, I do. I have 5 kids. They're all with me. I live in Dallas now. My kids are awesome. The thing about having a big family is you always have to figure out ways to save money. And we wanted to get our family pictures taken, and that stuff was expensive. So we did to save money, right? So we all got in the front seat of the car, looked both ways, and ran a red light. That's what we did. 2 weeks later, the picture came in the mail. But my son blinked, so we had to do it again. Stuff is crazy. I was doing that joke in prison recently. I wasn't in prison like, hey, I'm funny, get off me. It wasn't like that. Whenever we're doing a big live event, like we're doing one tonight in Reno, whenever we do a large ticketed event, a concert in a city, we always look for a homeless shelter or a prison, abuse children's facility to go to during the day, do comedy. So I'm doing a prison this time, and yeah, it's a TED Talk. I don't got that much time. You don't got to clap. It's okay.
I thought he was Michael Jordan's son because he's really tall. He looks like a basketball player, but very hilarious. So he's only a comedian. And the second one is Andrew Tarvin, and the title is The Skill of Humor.
6 years ago, I was sitting out with some friends in New York City when I got a notification on my phone, and I was surprised to find that I had a text message from my grandmother. I was surprised because my grandmother at the time was 78 years old, and she had never sent a text before. And I will tell you, the first text was adorable. It read, "Dear Andrew, trying out texting, love your grandma." And it's like, aw, she thinks it's a letter. So I sent her a message back. I was like, hey, Grandma, it's a text. You don't have to include all that. Her response was, "Dear Andrew." Okay, love your grandma. My favorite part is that it's always love your grandma. Like if it was love grandma, I'd be confused. If it was like, "Dear Andrew, have a good time in Texas, love grandma," I'd be like, grandma? Who's grandma? Right, but my grandmother's still figuring some things out. A couple of years ago, I went to Switzerland for some work, came back, sent a message to my grandmother. I was like, hey, Grandma, I just got back from Switzerland. Her response was, "Dear Andrew." Switzerland, question mark, WTF. All right, so I called my grandmother up and I was like, "Grandma, what do you think WTF means?" And she was like, "Oh, well, someone at Bridge told me it means wow, that's fun." I was like, that is exactly what it means. So I'm not going to explain that to my grandmother. But over time, I've come to realize that I think the world would be a happier place if more people thought WTF, if more people were like my grandmother and thought, wow, that's fun. Because in 2012, I left my corporate job at Procter & Gamble to teach people about the value of humor. I've worked with more than 35,000 people at more than 250 organizations on how to be more productive, less stressed, and happier using humor. But when people hear what it is that I do, they are a little bit skeptical. Because no one thinks of humor as a bad thing. Is there anyone here that doesn't like to laugh? Anyone that's like, no, I hate feeling joy in my body? No, right? People think of humor as a nice to have. Oh, if I enjoyed my work more, or if I had some fun, it would be great. But if not, oh well. The reality is that humor is a must-have. In today's overworked, underappreciated, stress-filled, sleep-deprived culture, humor is a necessity. Because humor gets people to listen, it increases long-term memory retention, it improves understanding, aids in learning, and helps communicate messages. It also improves group cohesiveness, reduces status differentials, diffuses conflict, builds trust, and brings people closer together. It does these things, and this stuff, and on and on and on. And it's all backed by researched case studies and real-world examples. And these are some impressive benefits, right? Humor can help you to look better, live longer, and make it rain.
So he also mixes a bit of psychology and how and what things people react to, what they find funny. So that's also really hilarious. And the third one, the third most funniest TED video, and I'll also give you a 3-minute preview into this one as well, is by Maz Jobrani. He's an IRANI American comedian, and the title there is A Saudi, an Indian, and an Irani Walk into a Bar. So that's also really hilarious.
Hello, Doha. Hello. Salam alaikum. I love coming to Doha. It's such an international place. This is like, it feels like the United Nations just here. You land at the airport and you're welcomed by an Indian lady who takes you to the Al-Maha services where you meet a Filipino lady who hands you off to a South African lady who then takes you to a Korean, who takes you to a Pakistani guy with the luggage, who takes you to the car with a Sri Lankan. You go to the hotel, you check in, there's a Lebanese. Yeah, and then a Swedish guy showed me my room. I said, where are the Qataris? They said, no, it's too hot. They come out later. They're smart. They know. And of course, it's growing so fast. Sometimes there's growing pains, you know. Like sometimes you run into people that you think know the city well, but they don't know it that well. My Indian cab driver showed up at the W, and I asked him to take me to the Sheraton, and he said, no problem, sir. And then we sat there for 2 minutes. I said, what's wrong? He said, one problem, sir. I said, what? He goes, where is it? I go, you're the driver, you should know. He goes, no, I just arrived, sir. I go, you just arrived at the W. No, I just arrived in Doha, sir. I was on my way home from the airport, I got a job. I'm working already. He goes, sir, why don't you drive? I go, I don't know where we're going. Neither do I. It will be an adventure, sir. It is an adventure. The Middle East has been an adventure the past couple years. Middle East is going crazy with the Arab Spring and revolution and all this. Are there any Lebanese here tonight? Any Lebanese? By applause? Lebanese? Yeah, the Middle East is going crazy. You know the Middle East is going crazy when Lebanon is the most peaceful place in the region. Who would have thought? Oh my gosh. No, there's serious issues in the region. Some people don't want to talk about them. I'm here to talk about them tonight. Ladies and gentlemen of the Middle East, here's a serious issue. When we see each other, when we say hello, how many kisses are we going to do? Every country is different and it's confusing, okay? In Lebanon, they do 3. In Egypt, they do 2. I was in Lebanon, I got used to 3. I went to Egypt, I went to say hello to this one Egyptian guy. I went 1, 2, I went for 3, he wasn't into it. I told him, I said, no, I was just in Lebanon. He goes, I don't care where you are. You stay where you are, please. You stay where you are. Habibi, stay. I went to Saudi Arabia. Saudi Arabia, they go 1, 2, and then they stay on the same side. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. Next time you see a Saudi, look closer. They're just a little bit tilted. Abdullah, you okay? Yeah, I was saying hello for half an hour. I'm going to be all right.
Please stay tuned. And if you liked my video, please subscribe and come back next week for some extra interesting videos. Thanks. Have a great day. Bye.